and good afternoon there, guys. This is Dan with your free market update. Just looking here, starting with the stock market and just looking at the NASDAQ here. Just get rid of this fib here. So just look at the daily chart, and we are red here on the pro trading system. We just configure our entry here. And we've got a red sell signal on pro trading system, and it's doing really nicely for us. Continues to push down. We were looking for a bit of a rally today. You can see quite a key trend line here, this is the weekly trend line, and now we're pushing down beyond our sort of targets on PTS, which is fantastic. And now we are looking, we've been looking all day for a new sell signal, which has played out absolutely gloriously. So just this afternoon, we had a bit of a rally from this morning, which some of us in the live trading room played on the stock markets, and we've been looking for it to hit resistance. Well, where did it hit? It pretty much, you can see this long wick on the daily chart, and it's hit this kind of trend line, and in fact it hit range capture World Cup, as you know it from the past, and from there the market has pushed back down. Here you can see on the 1 hour it was pushing back up into into resistance, and we've had a nice break of the trend line and lovely push down. Looking for it to position further. I think longer term, fall into the 14,000s zone is absolutely realistic. If we look at the weekly breakdown here, it's looking really nice for more downside, continue in this sort of swing trade. Any kind of pullbacks are sort of reshorting opportunities. We'll be getting into some major support, an internal trend line here, and the 50 period moving average around sort of 14,620. So that's got to be, I suppose, our next target, really. So on to the Dow Jones. Really, again, similar situation. PTS has fired. Not quite fired red on the weekly yet, but we do have this continuation of 4 waves divergence in the storyteller telling us to get short. We've got a few sort of trend lines here that have been playing a role. We had a little bounce today from the cash session, and it rallied up, but it just was bumping its head into resistance above. And pretty much on to the sort of 3 o'clock, where the serious money steps into the Wall Street session, and we bumped into this resistance, and we've pushed down, which has been nice for this afternoon trade. This afternoon, effectively, we had, I think, a level 1 short for you, any of you guys that know what that is. But really, we're just looking for more downside. Again, looking at around the 35,000 for next targets. And we'll see how this progresses. That weekly 4 wave suggests that we're going to be going further down. Equally in the DAX, something similar here. If we go to the DAX, the weekly is just really losing momentum on the weekly chart. And here we go. Let's get rid of that. So on the weekly chart here, just losing momentum quite nicely. Again, similar sort of divergence, not quite turned red yet, but we have done on the daily chart, which is working really nice to the short side. Again, into those kind of 14,000 areas, these lows again, potential 15,000 initially. And then further down is the potential. So that's the DAX, and we've had a really nice kind of push up this morning and into the US session, and then we've pushed down beautifully for a lovely entry. And now we are looking at, let's just try and find this, a few of the yen pairs. So if we're back into Forex, so we've got, you know, sell-offs in tech and Wall Street and the DAX, and obviously with the stock market sell-off, we're looking at you know, strength in the yen pairs, and we've had some beautiful trades that, you know, that have begun this week. No less this euro yen, which has pushed off. You know, had a nice red PTS after a sort of trend predictor pushing down, and we got to a support level, and we just had a little rally today. And on the 1 hour here, we've just turned red again on the PTS, which has given us a new entry. I was doing some work with a student on this, and we identified, you know, this kind of round number zone, 13,000, as a good sort of short this morning. And, you know, we've been, the market's come off again, and there's no reason why we, you know, can't see this pushing down even further. We have to be a little mindful that it's in a really nice sort of uptrend on a weekly basis. So we are hitting major support here. We've got a very flat storyteller, which means a big move is coming. So, you know, we'll stay short because the PTS daily is giving us a short, but the weekly is setting up maybe just a, you know, maybe a new buy for next week if it closes. So we'll see which way that flows. Other market quite similar is the pound yen, and pound yen has been, you know, strong and long here, but we had a bit of a short signal on the daily with a new red PTS, and that came down really nicely into support. I think there was a bit of a two wave on the 4 hour chart that gave us the sort of entry. We had these kind of, yeah, one wave, two wave here, and we pushed down, and it's been really nice. I think it was on the 1 hour as well. We can see that even more recently. You know, yeah, here from these highs up here, you can see I've done some bit of fib work here, and we broke that trend line, and we pushed down really nicely. We had some money lines as well, and we're just looking for the next move on this, very similar to the euro yen. Now we're back at sort of weekly support. You know, maybe we just get back down to this 8-period moving average, 15,430, but with stocks selling off, maybe some more downside and a bit of, from a longer term perspective, a bit of chop sort of sideways. So that's Forex. Well, actually, there's a couple of others, the pound Aussie and the pound New Zealand, which are really of interest. Big sort of swing trades, big sort of blue whale swing trades. We've got this, and I'll only sort of look at the, I've set an alarm here, back at the 8-period moving average on the weekly, just for a bit of a free money play. So just watching, and we, you know, if we look intraday on the 4 hour chart, you can see that we're just sort of starting a bit of a pullback, bit of a move backwards with just first momentum trigger. And I'm just sort of wondering if we get, you know, this is on this weekly support. We've got sort of money lines around this kind of 18,800 zone. Just wondering where if we'll find support there, and we'll look for a new PTS buy on the 4 hours. I was just painting the picture of this with a student earlier, where, you know, I can see the market just pushing down, finding some support here, then we just break a trend line and we continue up for that kind of big whale trade, which would be nice. Pound New Zealand, fairly similar. You know, it's even looking even better than the pound Aussie, but these markets do have some sort of wild swings, and you can see a very flat storyteller on the 4 hours here. So big move coming. You know, maybe we just push down again to that support with the loss of momentum in you know, the bullish up move. You know, June maybe a little bit of a pullback at these extensions. You know, it's been quite a mature move up, so maybe we just get a little bit bigger move down, and we can find, you know, find support, see if we can turn red on the PTS, then we turn green again for more long side. You know, longer term, this looks really good, just like the pound Aussie on the weekly and the monthly. You know, we're just early on this move, and we could be touching up to these sorts of areas, 21,000. So, you know, plenty more buy side. And then just quickly on commodities, just looking really at something like crude. You know, it just looks so bullish. Crude just looks like it wants to push higher and higher and higher. Big round number up here, 9,000. And, you know, we do have a continued loss of momentum in the storyteller. So, you know, for any of you guys that look at reversals, you know, I don't know, we've got these sort of Fibonacci extensions up at 100, and maybe we push up there, and that's where the market stalls. Everyone's been talking about $100 a barrel for a while. At the moment, all we know is the PTS is green, so we're just going with the green, you know, nice and long, but acknowledging the sort of loss of momentum down below. And but you know, ultimately it's been a really nice sort of trend to the long side. Then in terms of commodities, other things that I'm looking for, gold, we appear to be you know, going green in gold. It's been a green PTS to go long, really is what we're looking for. If we look at this on the daily, we've had a new kind of buy. It's a bit white on the weekly, and we're just waiting for gold to really pick that direction. And we're very low storyteller on the weekly, and now we've had a lovely solid green on the daily, and we're breaking out of this kind of trend line here. So this closes today like this. It's a good bullish signal, and we'll be looking, you know, longer term to see if we can get some more long side and hit some weekly targets and maybe some monthly targets. You know, even back up to this $2,000 you know, zone in gold. So more green side, more upside in gold. Just the last one then. Natural gas, for some of you guys who trade that, and this is looking really nice from a monthly perspective. And you know, it's been quite a severe pullback off that sort of big double top zone that we had, 7-year double top here. You can see it. Really, we played this some weeks ago, some months ago, where it just came right off into support. But now we're in support. You know, we are still green here. We're still above the zero line on the storyteller. Just watching for the next push up. You know, maybe we could. This is sort of up 1, 2, you know, 2, 3, and we really push up. Everyone's talking about energy at the moment. It's a really hot topic. So watching for the next green PTS buy. We're above the zero line on the storyteller. We just need the green PTS. We had it here, just hoping it might just have a little pullback and then bounce again. So watching for more upside. But if this closes red today, then we are below the moving average. Maybe we're in for a bit of a bumpy ride on the on natural gas. So still trying to work out direction on that. But if we do turn green on the daily, that really lines up nicely with the monthly, and we could be off for some more long side. Right, that's it. That's what I'm looking for, what we're concentrating on this week and the next week and into the end of the month. Hope that's useful for you guys. Just a reminder to manage risk at all times, and I'll speak to you again. Thanks, guys.